To welcome you to Merrill High School Veterans Day Assembly. I want to welcome all of the veterans, their families, Board of Education, and community members, and our high school staff and students to the ceremony. Merrill High School has a long, proud history of honoring veterans from all wars. It is my hope that we can continue to honor our veterans today through their own efforts, which of course will never match the efforts of our veterans that have made to ensure the freedoms we all enjoy today. Before we start, I'd like to recognize the time and effort of those who planned and organized this event. Mr. Jim Mosier and his group, the concert band, and the Vocal Jays who have put time in and work into today's assembly. I would also like to recognize and honor all veterans that are present today, as well as those MHS students who will be enlisting in the armed services after graduation. Could you please rise and be honored? At this time, I would ask that you join me in standing for a full moment of silence in commemorating all veterans who have served or are serving today. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to introduce our VFW Post Commander, Mr. John Rathke.
Hello, everyone. Commander Mosier, would you present colors, please?
Honor guard. Prepare to post colors. Forward, march. Prepare to post colors. Post. Read that. Arm. Order. Arm.
At this time, we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Arm.
As you already know, my name is John Rathke. I'm the commander here for Merrill for the VFW Post 1638. It is an honor for us veterans to be here. Right now, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the democracy competition that the VFW holds. It was established in 1947. Our Voice of Democracy audio essay program provides high school students with a unique opportunity to express themselves in regard to democratic and patriotic themed recorded essay. This year, our essay was, "Why is Veterans Important?" Just a little about this. This essay is a competition where it goes national, and the winner receives $35,000 towards college. But the big thing besides that is getting to that position. The VFW gives out over $1.9 million going up the chain to get to that $35,000. Merrill is always a great opportunity. The students are always willing to participate in all events. We have Patriots Band and also Voice Democracy. And our top winner for Merrill High School is Olivia Barker. Please give her a round of applause.
Why is the veteran important? There have been times throughout history where the word veteran was almost equivalent to a swear word. Some of our oldest veterans still alive today face scorn, hatred, and unfair treatment from their fellow man because they had fought in a war that had become increasingly unpopular. Those that returned from the Vietnam often went years without hearing "thank you for your service" or saw any sign of appreciation for their valiant efforts. Though the public's feelings toward veterans and military service in general has changed dramatically in the years since the Vietnam conflict, after returning from military service, many of our bravest veterans still face challenges like depression, homelessness, unemployment, poor mental health, and physical handicaps as they try to assimilate back into civilian life. Many of these challenges are not physically noticeable, so they go unrecognized or misunderstood by the public. I feel it is our responsibility as a nation to not only honor but also care for these heroes that have sacrificed so much for us. To me, the veteran and his or her service is important because they represent the best of who we are as a nation. They serve not for fame or riches, but out of a true sense of patriotism and love for our country and the people in it. Their selfless actions and willing sacrifice of our military men and women brings a sense of unity and safety that our country depends on. As a nation, we rely on that devotion to service and assume there will always be someone willing to step up to protect all we value. But the truth is that as the years go on, fewer and fewer people continue to join the military. Throughout my lifetime, the things we value as a nation seem to have become more financially based and selfish in nature. It's hard to convince a high school grad to pursue a military career filled with hardship and unknown, when they can potentially make big money in new fields of technology, medicine, or business that are constantly changing and growing and present zero risk of personal harm. My generation has lost that raw sense of patriotism and devotion to country that drives young people to sign up for military service, and it's frightening. This creates a problem for us as a nation because if we don't have the unity and safety from a strong military that we've come to depend on, our country would fall to pieces, and we wouldn't be able to function. That's why publicity and regularly recognizing the valiant service of our veterans is so important. We must make a greater effort to teach our children to celebrate our honorable military men and women as real-life heroes that they are, rather than allowing weak substitutes like NFL football players, NBA stars, or characters from Marvel Comics to fill kids' imagination with unrealistic images of what being a hero is all about. As a nation, we need to get back to recognizing what makes someone a hero or a hero. A true hero is someone courageous who does not seek personal recognition or riches. A true hero is dependable and compassionate without being dramatic. A true hero is willing to risk his or her well-being for the safety of others. Our veterans represent these core characteristics of a hero and often do more in the name of service than we even know, as often as their humble nature does not allow them to share the truth of their actions. This is why it is up to young people like me to honor the important service of our veterans and the selfless gift of themselves they have given to us as a nation. I want my generation to realize that our truest heroes walk among us every day, even if they no longer wear a uniform. We just have to open our eyes and see them. That's why veterans are so important and must not be forgotten.
Thank you, Olivia. Once again, it was an awesome speech. Hopefully you keep going with your career and everything else that you're willing to do. Now I'm here to introduce the main speaker. His name is Craig Hoffman. Mr. Hoffman served in the U.S. Navy during Lebanon and Grenada conflicts back in the mid-1980s. He served aboard the USS Milwaukee as a chaplain assistant for the Command Squadron 4, 2nd Fleet U.S. Navy while in the Mediterranean. Believe it or not, Mr. Hoffman earned his Good Conduct Medal behaving himself for a full 4 years while serving in the U.S. Navy. After his tour ended, he turned to teaching, but also served briefly in the U.S. Army National Guard with the 632nd Tank Division out of Wausau and the 105th Cavalry out of Merrill. Additionally, not in the classroom or out on a job, Mr. Hoffman has been reenacting as a Civil War soldier for 30 plus years, retelling a major event in our nation's history. Please welcome fellow veteran Craig Hoffman.
Thank you. It was noted that I was the keynote speaker, but I think Olivia really became the keynote speaker of today. I really appreciated her words, and it's following her act is going to be tough to follow. Mine is going to be very brief, and I know most of the staff and faculty are probably happy about that, knowing who I am. But thank you for being here, both administration, faculty members, students, community members, but most of all, you veterans who took the time of day to make your presence known. I know you've been standing out in freezing weather earlier today at 11 o'clock, and many other places. I know you were at the middle school. A long tradition here in the Merrill community. The middle school and the high school for decades have been honoring you veterans, and you deserve that. So my words may mean, or you may not even remember any of them, but I just want to say a few words of thanks. You're part of this community, veterans. In this community, we have veterans from every war or world conflict, from World War II to the present. He's not able to attend today, but by the name of Dick Bettine. He's a resident in Pinecrest, I believe. Right? Yeah. And he's a World War II veteran. He's still alive and going strong, and he's probably one of the oldest veterans that we have in this community. And so we just wanted to, he isn't even here to be acknowledged, but I wanted to acknowledge him publicly for his service during World War II. With us, we have veterans who saw active combat in the air, on land, and in the sea. And we have other veterans, just as important, who have remained stateside or in the staging areas of war. Either way, they have served our country honorably. Many veterans still serve our country beyond their cast-away uniforms. I tried mine on the other day. I couldn't even get it on. I should cast mine away as well. But they still continue to serve our community. They serve in veteran organizations. They serve in their churches, their local regional governments, their community centers, scouting organizations, fraternal societies, and other organizations I may not even have thought of. But most importantly, they are continuing to serve their country. Most veterans serve for one big purpose, and that is to give back to what's been given to us, our freedoms. They ask nothing in return. That's their reward, nothing more, nothing less. We may offer them a free donut, a free meal once a year, maybe a discount off a cup of coffee, but that's a mere pittance of what veterans did and do for us each day. Your local veterans want each of you, for at least these next few moments, to realize the price they have paid for keeping what we have here in these United States. Many of these veterans saw and have gone through countless sleepless nights. They missed many, many meals, missed birthdays, missed anniversaries, missed funerals of loved ones. And they also longed for a piece of mom's apple pie. But they did this while serving overseas or in some location in the States, but far away from home. Many have paid the price for serving, either in the loss of life, the loss of a limb, loss of a family, and maybe even the loss of a home. Yet we here in Merrill have willing young men and women stepping up and serving their country like the veterans with us today. I have personally seen scores, 20 or more, of young, like the likes of you, raise their right hand to serve our country while teaching here at Merrill High School. And I'm proud of that. Personally, I served when we supposedly were at a time of peace, for those who remember history. Yet within a short amount of time, in my short stint in the Navy, we were engaged, which we now call the age of terrorism. 241 Marines were killed in October of 1983 in Beirut, Lebanon. And that changed my peacetime service. And we're still in that age 40-some years later. We're not here today to glorify or even justify wars and terrorism. We want peace. No veteran wants to have an enemy. Yet, this is the world in which we live in, and we need men and women to take that call and serve like the veterans among us. So thank you, Merrill High, for honoring veterans throughout this community. And by attending this assembly, you have just started your service to these United States. Thank you.
In concluding our program today, the band will play America the Beautiful. Then, as you hear taps being played, the colors will be retired and a bell will chime 11 times. On the 11th chime of the bell, please exit the room in respectful silence and with the reverence an occasion like this deserves.
by your colors.